Hi, fellow students of KNUST School of Business. My name is Baini Opoku Echampong Edmund, the group leader of Group 6, and together with my group members, we are pleased to present to you on our work. If critical thinking is so critical to development, why do people, even the educated, find it so hard to think critically? We thank you for your attention, and we hope you find our work informative and engaging. Thank you and enjoy our video.
I'm Clancy, and I'm presenting on the topic Introduction to Critical Thinking. Critical thinking is an objective analysis and evaluation of an issue to form a reasoned judgment. It means not accepting information at face value, but actively questioning assumptions and identifying biases to solve problems and guide beliefs. On to the paradox. People who are outside the school think students are brilliant and they learn very hard. Meanwhile, students learn only during exams period and forget right after the exams. This scenario perfectly highlights a societal paradox driven by perception and reality. It is a mix of cognitive bias and information gap between outsiders and insiders.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I am Lily Ejinam, and I'm presenting on the second part, which is the case of critical thinking. And so this part basically deals with the importance of critical thinking. In order for us to understand this segment, so I have divided it into parts. And so we are going to take the first one, which is the importance of critical thinking to an individual. So first of all, critical thinking helps individuals make better decisions. Critical thinking helps individuals to examine evidence before making choices. And this helps them to make informed decisions about their relationships, their health, as well as even their career and finance. Secondly, critical thinking helps problem solving. Critical thinking helps people to identify problem, analyze their causes, as well as evaluate the solutions to the problem. Thirdly, critical thinking helps to give individuals the independence of thought. That is, individuals don't just accept whatever is being told to them, but they actually go and fact check it to see if it is true. Finally, critical thinking prevents individuals from misinformation. This means that individuals who have been told stuff do not just accept the information to be true, but actually go back to check the source of the information, how true this information actually is. We are moving to the second part, which is the role of critical thinking in economic development. First of all, critical thinking helps encourage innovation. Economic growth hugely depends on innovation because new ideas and new ways of doing things is what helps the economy to move faster. Secondly, critical thinking encourages workplace productivity. Employees who think critically actually analyze the problems, make sound judgments, and then find easier ways of doing things. Finally, critical thinking leads to the better use of resources. People that think critically help to identify new resources and also find ways of using them effectively, as well as to not to overexploit them. Let's move to the third step, which is the role of critical thinking in society and politics. First of all, critical thinking helps individuals make informed political choices. Critical thinking encourages individuals to question the policies, promises, and even campaign messages politicians have for them in order to help them decide. Secondly, critical thinking reduces the spread of misinformation. In a society where we are exposed to several information through social media, newspaper, and even TV, critical thinking helps individuals to identify the information which is accurate and the one which is not. In addition to that, critical thinking promotes justice and social progress. Critical thinking helps individuals to identify unfair practices as well and challenge them in order to limit human rights abuse. Finally, critical thinking encourages active participation. Critical thinking has helped individuals realize that in order for the society to actually move forward, and they have to actively participate in the happenings of the society.
My name is Solomon Akwa, and I'll be presenting on cognitive and psychological barriers. Despite the widely recognized importance of critical thinking, many people struggle to think critically due to psychological barriers. These barriers impede on our ability to process information efficiently, leading to errors in decision making. Some of these barriers are: 1. Confirmation bias. Confirmation bias, it is the natural unconsciousness tendency to search for, interpret, favor, and all information that aligns with interest. For example, an individual from the NPP party only wants to hear the positive part of their party, thereby forgetting the negative part, which leads to errors in decision making. 2. Dunning-Kruger effect. This is where individual overestimate their skills and knowledge.
Education and social barriers. Education system has discouraged critical thinking by making a memorization instead of finding a solution or making an analysis. Example, a lecturer is saying the answer is A. So in the exams room, just memorize the answer, then you write it. You went to the exams room, then you write the answer A without making any solution or finding or making any analysis to the answer that the lecturer gave you. You just write it. You just memorize it and write it. But you didn't make any analysis of the answer the lecturer gave you. That's education. We talk about social barriers. Social barriers. Example of social barriers. In a classroom, the boys just grouped, then gossip about a girl, saying this girl is ugly. And while I know the girl is not ugly, I just followed the crowd and say the girl is ugly. Because if I don't follow them, they will laugh at me. That's social barrier. So in all, education and social barrier deals with memorization, obeying authorities, and many more. Thank you.
I am Damien Akuwa Asma, and I'll be presenting on why education doesn't guarantee critical thinking. Many people believe that education guarantees critical thinking automatically, but however, this is not always true. A person may have many degrees and a lot of educational qualifications and still lack the ability to think independently. And this is caused by credentialism. Credentialism is the belief that having many certificates and education qualifications is much better than actually thinking and reasoning. Some people prefer earning grades and degrees rather than actually developing the ability to think critically. And as a result of this, they might accept ideas without really questioning them.
Pathways forward pedagogical and societal reforms that encourage the new critical thinking. Critical thinking can be strengthened through reforms in both education and society. In education, teachers should move beyond memorization and encourage students to ask questions, analyze evidence, solve real-world problems, and engage in decisions and debates. Classrooms should value creativity, collaboration, and independent reasoning.
Good day, everyone. I am Queen Kenneth, and I'm here for the conclusion. So as the conclusion says, critical thinking is the act of examining ideas, facts, and problems before accepting them. So critical thinking plays a vital or a crucial role in a country's national development. But here is the case that most people find it difficult to do so. From my point of view, I am even shocked, surprised, and amazed because people who have been through all the levels and cycle of education can't even think critically, and it has become a problem for us. This is so because when you come to West Africa, our teaching and learning system is based on theory. So they turn our focus on riot learning, biases, and social pressure just to follow others. But let me tell you something today. Education alone isn't enough. People must learn to be humble, open to challenge and question ideas instead of just memorizing them. True critical thinking comes from practice and must be part of teaching, learning, and culture in our daily decision bias. So bringing it to an end. Critical thinking works perfectly when it's being paired with humility, courage, and education, and a system that requires inquiry. In short, people just don't think critically because they went to school, but they must practice it every day. Thank you.
In our group, Clancy Champon handled the introduction. Edina worked on the case of critical thinking. Solomon discussed cognitive and psychological barriers. Asa remarks were covered educational and social barriers. Akowa explained why education does not guarantee critical thinking. AJ Christabel focused on pathways forward, and Kenneth Kwenu presented the conclusion. Overall, this shows that being educated does not automatically mean a person can think critically, because different barriers can affect how people process information. Thank you.